Squad, what's happening? Hey, hope you guys are having a great night. Listen, we are winding it down. We got next week is our last R Squad Wednesday for the school year, and then we go off into summer, so there'll be no more R Squad during the summer. But hey, we're gonna have some beach days and just some cool hangout days, and we've got camp coming up in July, so you don't want to miss out on camp. Get signed up for camp. We're filling up the spots, so listen, I want you to be there. I want you to go. You're gonna have a blast, so get signed up. renochurch.org/camps. renochurch.org/camps. So as we're kind of coming down to an end, I wanted to get another week of some of the questions that you have been asking us. And this week is a pretty cool week because it's one of those questions that I keep running into with students, and it goes like this: how do I get along better with my parents? How do I get along better with mom and dad? How do I make things better at home? It was a lot of questions about how you and I can help make things go better at home. So that's what we're gonna dive into right now. Now, this is a tension that every teenager feels, right? Like, you're getting older, you've got more responsibility coming down, you feel like you can handle more of life's things, but you still have got to live under the authority of your parents. And you still gotta live in that tension of obeying your parents, living with your parents, working with your parents, even though you as a teenager, especially those of you in high school, are just feeling like you're ready to flap them wings. Flap them, I'm ready to fly. But the problem is you're probably not quite ready to flap and let them fly, and you're gonna drop. So here's how we navigate all this. In Exodus chapter 20, the Bible speaks pretty clear on this. It says, honor your father and mother so that you may live long in the land the Lord is giving to you. Okay, so catch this. He says, honor your father and mother so that you can live long. I think all of us, we would like to live a little bit, right? So it's just kind of a laid out principle there. Honor your father and mother so that you may live long. Now, the reason that God says this is because He has set up a certain structure of how things are supposed to work when it comes to you and your parents, family, and relationships in general. And there's an ultimate authority principle that's taking place. All right, so essentially here's the breakdown. I want you to think of your life under the context of 3 umbrellas, okay? 3 umbrellas. We have another one right here. Those are terrible umbrellas, but anyway, you get the point. Now, here's what's happening. The first umbrella is God, okay? Now, underneath the God umbrella is the parents, and underneath the parent umbrella is me. Now, the reason that God has set this up the way that He has is when this is in alignment, 1, 2, and 3, everything works, okay? But whenever you or I or our parents step outside of alignment with the God umbrella, the ultimate authority over our lives, things get messed up. Now, your parents' number 1 job is to make sure that you stay in this alignment, so that when your parents are asking you to do something or your parents have something on you, they want you to stay under the alignment. Because here's what happens: when you move outside in either way, whether you want to not listen to your parents, not obey your parents, you don't want to do what they've asked you to do, what you're actually doing is you're not just moving outside of your parents' umbrella, you're moving outside the authority of who God is. So you may be saying, well, I still want to be obeying God. Like, I'm cool with God. Everything's great. But my parents drive me crazy. Listen, you cannot stay in the right alignment of authority and obey God, but yet live outside of your parents' authority. Live outside of what your parents have for you. Live outside of what your parents want. So what you have to do is that you have to align this, and this is why God says it's so important to honor, because honor is what keeps everything in alignment together. Now, there's some of you that go, okay, I get it. I understand that the authority of God should be over my life, and that means that my parents got to obey God, and that means I need to obey my parents. I got it. But you're still wrestling with, how do I get my parents to loosen up a little bit, maybe like kind of let their umbrella down just a tad so that I can kind of feel life and do life. And here's really what's important, is that you understand that your capacity for more freedom with your parents is all currency based. That's right, it's all currency based, just like money, cash in the bank. Now, what do I mean by that? Is that every time you honor your parents, right? Just like our pastor said, honor your mother and father, right? Every time you do that, well, here's what happens, is that you get paid in trust. Okay, you get paid just like cash. So when mom and dad tells you that they want you to do something and you get it done well, you do it immediately, boom, you're gonna be raking in some nice trust currency with that. Now, if they ask you to do something and you don't do it, guess what? That's gonna cost you some trust currency and you gotta pay that junk back in. Now, the reality is this: your mom and dad, they really want you to get to a place where you're loaded with trust currency. Like you've got the wallet full, money in the bank, you're ready to go. But it's their responsibility to make sure that you're wise and that you're able to make decisions on your own. And that's why you exist underneath their authority. So when it comes to your parents, the way that you talk to your parents, the way that you respect your parents, the way that you honor your parents, the way that you obey your parents, all of those things build trust currency that you get to cash in for freedom, that you get to cash in for opportunity. If you're living life in a way where you're constantly having to pay in or you're in debt because you screwed up so many times with mom and dad, there's no way they're going to trust you. Don't expect any freedom anytime soon. Why? Because simply you can't afford it. So your trust is a currency with your parents. And when you honor your parents, that's how you put the money in the bank.